Hey, what's going on, y'all? Hope y'all are doing great. Got a special conversation for y'all today. Waiting for my guy to get on. For everybody that doesn't know me, I'm Ryan McCrary, the Funnel Doctor. Hope everyone's having a great day. Wish nothing but success for everyone. Ready to get this conversation started. We'll talk about all things automation, so we can help y'all make more money. Right, see if we can get my man up here. Let's see.
You,
There we
you.
go. What's going on, bro? How you doing?
I'm good, man. How you?
I'm doing good, man. Can't complain.
That's what's
Definitely
up.
excited about having this conversation.
Oh yeah, me too. Me too. It's gonna be dope.
Yeah, yeah, man. So definitely, appreciate you coming on. I know
Mm-hmm.
you're very busy. You got a lot going on. You know what I'm saying? Coaching and clients and everything. So
Yep.
first and foremost, I definitely just appreciate you just taking the time.
Oh man, I appreciate you having me. It's gonna be cool, bro.
Mhm.
Shoot, this is probably overdue. Matter of fact,
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
definitely long overdue. You know what I'm saying? And people definitely need the information. So,
Yep.
before we, of course, get into the good stuff, but I'm always curious on, just like your background and, where you from and everything, then how you just got into, marketing, automation, stuff like that.
Yeah. So I'm originally from New Orleans, Louisiana. So 504 boy through and through. And I got into how did I get into marketing and automation? So I started a online e-commerce business. That was like the first business that I ever started. That was like 2014 to 16 ish. It was an e-commerce platform for Air Jordans, and so I was just like the Amazon or the eBay, just trying to be the middleman, take a percentage. I didn't want to hold no inventory. I just had an affinity for the Jordan brand, and so launched the company. Didn't get much traction, and then started going to SneakerCon. I don't know if you ever been to a SneakerCon event, but
No, I think they just had one in Philly. I was going to go and take my daughter, but I didn't get a chance to go.
yeah. So these events huge. I'm at the one in LA for the BET Awards in 2016. 10,000 people, 2 day event, 10,000 people a day. I'm at the event, and the dude next to me at the vendor booth, like he had a ton of inventory, stacks of shoes, high, the whole nine. This white kid walks up to him with a backpack on his chest and starts negotiating these like hard to find Nikes. Kid pays $6 grand for the pair of shoes and pulled out a stack of $100 bills like this thick, bro. And I'm like, this dude in here trying to flex. He about to get robbed. You know what I mean?
Right, right.
Uh, pays $6 grand for the shoes, and then the deal's done the whole nine. Kid leaves, and I'm sitting there like, this is tragic. And it was tragic because the dude didn't get his contact info. And I was like, how you not get my man contact information and just
Right.
take the cash and dip? I mean, that's a win, obviously, but it's like he
But
might come
still,
back tomorrow.
right.
He might, and so it hit me like, yo, these cats don't know how to market, and all these people in here are trying to compete and just get shoes, like get shoe sales. But the win wasn't in the shoe sales. The win was in the fact that you got your whole audience here at the event. Won't you like list build? And so
Mm,
I literally started coming to the same events, and I was giving away a pair of J's, and I'd walk out of every event, each event like 6 hours. I'd leave the event with 1,500 emails every single weekend. Like I started traveling with them. I'd go to Chicago, Miami, LA, Cleveland. I went to DC. I went to all of these different cities with SneakerCon, and every weekend was picking up like 1,500 emails every event. And so then I was going back to the vendors though, and I was running giveaways with them. And so I was like, I got y'all database. I got y'all people in my database. Won't you run a giveaway? All the emails that come through the pipeline, I'll give them to you. And we did it like that, and literally in about 4 or 5 months, I had a database over 20,000.
mm.
So
Damn.
yeah,
I hope
yeah,
y'all caught that nugget. Like, I hope y'all caught that nugget, especially those of you selling physical products and people vending and stuff like that.
yeah, man. So I mean, the name of the game is building a list. At the end of the day, your business is what it is based on a list. Facebook bought Instagram in 2011 because of their list for a billion.
Right.
$1 billion. They won't even like they hadn't even like started rolling out ads for
Right.
real. And they bought them for a billion because of the list. And so I was like, you gotta build a dope list.
Mm,
So that's kind of how I got in the marketing game.
yeah, I love that. Shout out to everybody in here. Shout out to Ladies and Luggage, my favorite people. Okay, she said, "Okay, two beasts at once." Yeah, it's definitely long overdue. God ain't pretty, but I am. That's my people's Jennifer. She said,
Hey
"Hey,
Jennifer, what up? Yeah, what up? I'm seeing them
Ryan,
now.
here. Do me a favor, y'all, if you haven't already, please share this out, put in someone's DM, put in your story, definitely tag some folks. We'll have a great conversation. And you definitely dropped a huge nugget, because I tell everybody who's vending, or my product-based folks, even service-based folks can vend. So many people missing out on that list building part when they be in person or they vending or whatever. They think it's all about just getting the sale, or someone buys it, they don't. But being able to walk away with like tons of leads is definitely, great.
Yep. Because you can sell to them tomorrow.
Right, exactly.
If I get you on the list, I can sell you tomorrow. I ain't got to get the sale today, so why miss on the opportunity?
Yeah, I love that.
Yep.
So, when it comes to like automation, I know a lot of people are like still confused by it, or like, what exactly should I be doing, depending on my business, how many emails should I send out? How should I segment them? How should I tag them? So like, what do you think are like probably 3 of the most common mistakes people make when it comes to automation and stuff?
Good question. 3 common mistakes with automation. So I think number 1, not having it set up at all. If you look at a business is just a set of systems. Right. Like there's a process that you're taking people through over and over and over again. It's like, if it's repeatable, I like to say it can and should be automated. So that's probably the first piece, is that people just don't have automation in place to run for them. Because at the end of the day, I can't do all the things in the business. There's like, most people get into their business because they love doing something and they're really, really good at it, and then realize fairly quickly that there's a whole like slew of things that got to happen for the business to actually run outside of the thing. You got to automate all that so that the business does the heavy lifting. So that's the first piece. I think not having automation at all. I think the second thing is not having the right tool in place. I love using a tool called ActiveCampaign. They got a whole bunch of CRMs out there. When it comes to segmentation capabilities and automation based on the segmentation, ActiveCampaign to me is just the easiest from a user perspective, and like the tool just makes sense and it works. So I tell people all day long, like, just go get an ActiveCampaign and kind of you know what I mean?
You do.
I understand they got a whole bunch of other stuff out there, just but I understand there are businesses that, based on the industry, you're gonna use a different tool. But when it comes to like, if I had to put somebody onto one platform, that's gonna be the one typically. The last thing that I'd say is not really a mistake is, you can tag and segment and all that stuff, right? I say ActiveCampaign wears me out. I say this, not like digging deep enough into what you can actually automate, because there's a lot of things that can be automated that it's funny. I'm about to launch something now where I'm going to sell my workflows and ActiveCampaign for automating the entire process of running a webinar or a challenge over and over again. And so it's like, literally, I do a weekly online training. I can prepare the next week's online training in less than 5 minutes. I know people that's in every single, I got to go in every single email, and I got to go change the dates, and I got to go, this is like, you don't have to do all of that. Like, if you just know how to automate. And so investing in the automated, like investing in learning how to automate, because there's one thing, like, you can go hire it out, right? Or you can say, like, let me just figure out some basics to how to do this over and over again, and I can just go and do this forever, no matter what I'm building, because I understand the mechanics of how it actually works. And so I love that, just because I love to help people like understand how automation works, because you want to build something else tomorrow that is brand new, and usually if you understand the mechanics, you can make it work and make it go. And so I'd say those are probably like the 3 biggest things, if I have to dwindle it down to 3 things.
Yeah, that's great. Jennifer said, I like when people give good suggestions. That's smart, definitely. ActiveCampaign works, but yeah, it definitely wears me out too. But ActiveCampaign, honestly, that's personally what I use. I was using Infusionsoft before, but I do like ActiveCampaign a lot better. So yeah, I'm glad that you mentioned that. I know a lot of the product-based folks, Shopify folks, use Avio, stuff like that, which I think is great for e-commerce and stuff like that. So those are definitely some good suggestions. So do you think, like, in your opinion, depending on the type of business, you should have different type of automations? Like, maybe what are like your top automation flows you should have? Like, of course, when people join your list, it's like your welcome flow, or e-commerce folks, abandoned carts, and post-purchase and stuff like that. Because people always ask me too, like, well, how many emails should I do? Should it be 7 emails? 10 emails? Should it be 5 emails. I don't want to overwhelm them, but I do
Yeah.
want to, enough. So what would you say? Yeah, I'm sure people probably ask you that stuff too.
Yeah, so I say everybody got to have a welcome sequence. The minute somebody come on the list for the first time, I gotta have a sequence. I like to call it like a digital handshake, right?
Yeah.
Like, how do I introduce myself and start the process of somebody knowing, liking, and trust me? I need you to know me, obviously, but you're on the list. I need you to like me, and then I need you to trust me enough to pull out the credit card and take the next thing, right? A lot of people are familiar with a value ladder or an ascension ladder of some kind. It's funny because it looks like stairs when it's drawn out.
Yeah,
And the reality
yeah.
is this: nobody likes taking the stairs, and more people hate climbing ladders. You know what I
Right.
mean? And so what I like to do is like, let's turn this whole thing into an escalator and automate the process of moving people up your value ladder to spend more money with you. And so if you automate that process, you really allow people to take advantage of all the value that you have. And so the welcome email workflow, but then in Active Campaign, I like to have the system check and say, okay, cool, what's the next thing on the value ladder that you're missing? And based on that, I'm gonna move you into an automated workflow that now has email sequences built out for you to start like I'm gonna start inviting you into this over here. And then then based on that, based that the escalator analogy, most people gravitate
Yeah.
towards that because they're like, yeah, I love riding escalators. They're easy. You
Right.
know what I mean? There's no work done, but I mean that's the beauty of it, right? That's automation. Everybody's on the Chat GPT thing now. They
Yeah,
love
yeah,
it because it's automated. At the end of the
yeah.
day, it's like you can strip it all away. We love it because it automates it and makes the process of us writing copy easier. Same thing with with automation in your CRM is how do we make the process of people taking advantage of everything that we have to offer easy? I don't have if I got an email, if I got a database of 2,000 people, I don't have time to keep clicking emails and sending and writing stuff to everybody. I need to automate that process. And so how do we help do that? So I say a welcome sequence for sure. Some kind of intuitiveness where the system is checking to see, okay, what are you missing based on where you are in my economy of what I sell, right? How do I start inviting you into that stuff? And then once you start taking advantage of it, how do I nurture you so that you make sure and use it? Like everybody should have continuity in their business. One
Yeah.
problem with continuity is churn happens, which means
Of
people
course.
roll off and stop paying for it. But
Right.
if you look at most people's like workflows, once they buy to when they roll off, there's been no engagement on let me push you back to the membership portal. Let me
Yeah.
email you and like invite you into the first
Mm.
module and
I
then
get
invite you. Yeah.
that.
Like what if somebody just paid, let's say $67 a month for something, what does it look like for me to have 6 months worth of content for them to always be invited back into the training so they go take advantage of everything that's in there, and eliminate some of the churn because it's like I'm staying in front of you to make sure that you don't like hit me up asking to be taken off of the continuity. So
Mm.
that's but those are like very basic things that they're not hard to build. They may be a little time consuming because you got to write content for a bunch of emails and the whole nine. But I mean, it's worth it in your business because I think that's how you really grow and scale. And you're not always having to go fish for new people that weren't on the email list yesterday.
Mm. Damn, I love that. Yeah, that's interesting. I don't hear enough people talk about that continuity piece of like automating that part. You know what I'm
Yep.
saying? Like I hear about the, welcome sequence, of course, abandoned carts, or if someone doesn't check out or whatever, if someone does buy, how do we get them to buy again? But not that continuity piece of automating that part, because like
Yep.
you said, it's turns gonna happen, there's gonna be attrition. But if you can prevent that as much as possible, and if it's up to us entrepreneurs to manually do it, or even somebody on your team to manually do it, a lot of times,
It,
what I mean, and drop balls.
and
That's
it's not consistent.
right,
Yep.
exactly. Yeah,
Yep.
I love that. So you already talked about it a little bit. I was one of my questions. What's your thoughts on Chat GPT, the whole copyrighted AI, like all that
Yeah.
stuff? I play around with it a little bit.
Yeah.
Even though I love marketing and online funnel stuff, I'm not like the biggest tech person, to be honest. Most people don't believe
Mm.
me. You know what I'm saying? When it comes to super tech stuff, like I send it to my team, Dacia may know
Yep.
that stuff. But what's your on? I have played with it a little. I know it's very powerful. What's your thoughts on Chat GPT and just AI in general?
Yo, I just went in on one of my teams last night. I got passionate. I was like, listen, so Chat GPT, any AI copywriting tool can be powerful. It's like anything, right? Like a Ferrari's powerful. If I don't know how to drive a stick shift, I might be in trouble. You know what I mean? In the same way, like Chat GPT is a great tool, but if you don't understand the fundamentals of copy and how it works and how to like I got cold, warm, and hot audiences. How do I speak to each one of those? Because it's different.
Right.
How I talk to somebody that doesn't know who I am from Adam versus somebody that's a fanboy, like this is different. Chat GPT can't save you. I just literally looked at somebody's copy. They had a whole landing page worth of copy, and I'm like, this sounds amazing, but this not your person.
Right.
It's not the avatar. You about to go put up a whole landing page of copy, and you talking to the wrong person and about to get 0 sales because of it. And those are one of the things where it's like it can't save you. I think a lot of times it may be a good placeholder. It may get you 80% of the way, but when you understand good copy and can even like have the prompts be more like foundational and they good prompts and that kind of thing, I think you'll get better results. But even then, you got to go through and at least tweak it at some points because it's pulling from all these other places. And it's no matter, automation is amazing, right? When there's brain power put behind it. When I build out automated workflows, I'm telling it what to do, right? I'm putting my thought process and I'm telling the machine how to respond in certain situations. Without that, it's really not that good, right? When it comes to Chat GPT, you got to have somebody that understands copy behind the whole thing. And I just saw somebody, they were like, hey, here go a bunch of prompts that you can use. And it was like a whole bunch of stuff. And I'm like, this person understands copy. Like the way they were even setting it up, it was like, you understand how to write a cohesive message that's going to sell so that you know what to tell it. And it's going to probably spit it out. And it may get most people 70% of the way. Whereas when you understand copy, it may get you 97% of the way. And I got to go make some changes. But even putting the prompts in took enough of my brain power where I knew how to put the message together to tell it what to say, you know? So I love it. I think a lot of people, and it's funny, it's a tool that's made for copywriters. Like it's not made for the average everyday person, but everybody's up on it now. And it's like, that's cool. But most people are going to get lazy and not go put in the work to learn how to put together a solid message. And that's going to be the unfortunate piece because it's like you're not going to really get the benefit of the tool by still not knowing how to go write a message that's like going to convert leads into customers. So love it, but just like I said, you got to know how to drive the car if we're going to really get the power of what it is.
Yeah. I love how you broke that down, and I definitely agree 100% because that was my initial thought when looking at it as well, because a lot of people was like, oh, I'm fired all my copywriters. I ain't hiring no more copywriters. Like, copywriters going to be out of a job. You know, and my initial thought was like that same thing is like you still need someone that understands marketing, understands copywriting, understands your avatar. But, you know, instead of, let's say it takes someone 2 hours to do copy, now it may take them an hour. Or 45 minutes because it's like I can still develop the thought process, like you said, the prompts or whatever, spit it in and it can write it faster. But I still need to check it. I still need to make sure it's optimized for my avatar. So it does cut the time down. But I would just like get rid of all copywriters and stuff like that.
Yeah. If you're trying to fire copywriters, think that's going to replace them, good luck.
Right.
That's not a good strategy.
Definitely. Jennifer had a good question. I don't want to miss that. She said, so for your flows, are you building your flows out for like a month or a quarter or even a year?
For my workflows, I'm assuming that's the workflows at the back end for our active campaign. It depends. So it depends on what I'm building it out for, right? So I got, when I segment an active campaign, I segment at 3 levels, list, tags, and custom fields. At my list level, I got opt-in list, buyers list, and what I call a Seinfeld list. I borrowed that from Russell Brunson. But the Seinfeld list, while they had an album called The Album About Nothing, the show Seinfeld was a show about nothing. Never seen an episode a day in my life. But
and millions love the show.
Millions of people love the show. Never seen it. The Seinfeld list is for people that don't make buying decisions. They haven't decided to buy yet. So I'm actually in the process now of having a drip campaign run for everybody that's on the Seinfeld list. And I've got so many emails I've sent over the years. I'm taking the content and saying, okay, where do I want to put it in the Seinfeld drip list sequence? But once you hit the Seinfeld list, you're just going to get that over and over and over again until you buy. And so I'm going to invite people up the value ladder based on the content that I have. And I got so many emails. I probably have a year's worth of content that I can almost hit people up almost every day or so with an email, inviting them into something. And so some people I can't email my list every single day. I like to say, your people love to hear from you.
Right.
Like you can't really over communicate with the people that love to hear from you. The people that unsubscribe, 90% of the time wasn't go buy nothing anyway. So it's like they're not your people, you know. And if you're paying for the CRM, you're paying for them to be there. So if you're not gonna buy, I like to say it's either buy or buy.
Right.
Like, one or the other. You can't. Don't just sit here though. You know what I mean? You got to make a decision. And some people may sit there for 2-3 years. That's cool. But at some point, if you become a buyer, then it's like, okay, cool. All the work that went into it the last 2 to 3 years was worth it because you bought something, and now you in my community as a buyer, not just as a prospect or a lead sitting there and not doing anything.
Mm-hmm. I agree 100%. And then also, I always tell people I work with or whoever I'm speaking, and that's why you want to keep building your list also. You know what I'm saying? Because people are going to unsubscribe. Yep. You're going to drop off or whatever, not open, be unmarketable, bounce, stuff like that. That's why you got to keep growing it. You know what I'm saying? Absolutely. So you keep adding people to the list as well. Exactly, because I'm emailing every day. Yes. Our list. So I'm getting the emails, getting text messages too. That was going to be my next question, but I just want to make sure I ain't missed nothing else. Jennifer said Chat GPT, I'm going to stick beside it. I'm writing all my social media captions. So yeah, what is your thoughts, of course, on, not just email, but SMS? I don't know if you do anything on ManyChat, that type of stuff, messenger marketing. But
I was just building ManyChat before I got on this call. That's funny you said that.
Your thoughts, and for people that may not be familiar with chat bots and that type of stuff, explain what that is and how powerful they are.
Yep. So the goal is to have omnipresent marketing strategy. You got ManyChat. ManyChat is the main provider of like Facebook, Instagram automation. So in people's DMs, when people will say post comments on your post, you can reply with certain things, the whole nine. So that's ManyChat.
I got some when I tagged you in the story. It was like, thanks for mentioning me in your story or something like that.
Yep.
Yeah.
Every time somebody tag me in a story, you'll get auto reply. Yeah, that's ManyChat running. One of the things with so that's ManyChat. I love text messages. People don't know this. Emails, if you're good at writing emails normally get opened about 30% of the time. If you're good at it.
I'm about to say, that's above.
That's like above average. If you're really good at it, you might get a 30% open rate, right? If with text messages, 96% of text messages get opened in the first 3 minutes that are received. 96%. So if you're not communicating and inviting and making offers via text, you're probably missing out on a lot of opportunity, right? There's a whole lot of opportunity with the text message game, and I'm in the mode right now. I got text messages integrated into the workflows along with the emails. So when I'm trying to, one thing I'm working on right now is my show up rate for all my online trainings.
Yeah.
I'm doing these webinars, the whole nine, ton of people signing up. I'm trying to get the show up rate to go up. I'm like, how do I increase more text messages, more emails? What's the content of the emails? How easy is it for people to get on? The minute they click the link, it's going to take you to the right spot. All of that stuff. Text messages got to be a part of your marketing strategy. But the goal is to create an omnipresent marketing strategy where I'm everywhere, right? It was funny. I was on Facebook one day and I'm like, Ryan walking through the waterfall. I was like, but it's, I see your lives on IG. I see you on Facebook. I see you at events. Even all of that, showing up in person is at events and stuff is another way to just show up because I got my systems running and I'm in a certain space. They got geofencing and all kind of stuff you can do now. I can go to an event and say yo, I'm at this conference, put a geofence thing around the conference center and say, target everybody in this space right now, with ads and all that fun stuff. And so you can do all kind of fun stuff with automation. But the key is the key principle is I gotta allow my business to do the heavy lifting for me because I can't be everywhere at all times.
Yeah, I love that.
And so yeah.
Yeah, my bad. Somebody trying to call me. Yeah, Stacy said yes for increasing these show up rates. And yeah, I love, that's what I always say, that omnipresence part, of just being everywhere. Like you said, on Facebook, Instagram, at events. I be going to events. Some people be like, oh, Ryan phone back. I don't even know who they are. You know what I'm saying? But oh, I saw your ads and stuff like that. And especially with automation, I know the main thing is to be able to have more time, to just have more freedom, spend time with family. I know you got kids and stuff like that. So that's what it allows you to do. Like, that's the real beauty of automation and these systems. You know, it's not just about getting ActiveCampaign or putting these tags and these segments, stuff like that. It's really to give you more freedom. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
Entrepreneurs and, you know, following up with people, being in people's face, emailing customers, closing deals is really so you don't have to do that and remove yourself as the bottleneck. That's what I truly believe.
No doubt. No doubt. And you will be the bottleneck if you're the only one in your business trying to do all the things.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? You'll find that it's like, I'm losing money. I tell people all the time, build your systems as if 1,000 people will show up tomorrow, because they can. Like, the reality is, like, 1,000 people can show up tomorrow, and I'm going to be kicking myself if I miss the opportunity. That one post goes viral, and I don't have my stuff set up for it, and I just lose out on all the opportunity where, I mean, opportunity don't come along every day. You got to be ready.
Right, exactly.
You know what I mean? And it'd be nice. Look, I'm on vacation, and I'm still making money. I just, man, this is like probably 2-3 months ago. I had somebody buy something for $500, and I woke up, saw my phone, the Stripe payment had hit, and I was like, who bought something for $500? And listen, it was a funnel I built in 2019 and don't even use no more. Somebody found it. It must have been digging deep into Google, but they found it, bought the offer, and literally everything just worked, and they got what they needed out of it.
That's
but it was like,
oh, you just come
but that's
for my vacation. Thanks.
You know what I'm saying? But that's the beauty of the process of having automation in your business, where I can make money while I'm sleeping, like literally while I'm sleeping, literally getting paid.
Yeah, I love that.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So, yep.
All right. So this is my last question. One of my last questions. Then we could definitely, you know, if anybody got any other questions, drop it down so the expert Josh can answer them. What's your favorite ways to build a list? People ask me that all the time. I'm like, should it just be like, what type of lead mag? Should it be an ebook? Should it be a physical book? Should it just be my webinar? Should it be a quiz? Like, you know, a lot of different ways, of course, to generate leads and depending on your business and stuff like that. But, you know, what are some of your favorite ways, you know, for people to drive leads, or, you know, your favorite type of lead magnet?
Good question. So my favorite type of lead magnet, I mean, it depends on what it is, honestly.
Right, yeah.
You know what I mean? But I really got like 5 main types of lead magnets. I think you got like a call. Depending on what business model you're in, a call is the first step. Something that's downloadable. I think everybody got to have that. I think you can do a challenge. That's like kind of popular right now. People doing like a 3, 5, 7 day. I've seen people do 30-day challenges, but it gives you an opportunity to just kind of showcase what you're capable of and give people a taste of what it's like to work with you, right? You do an online training or a webinar. That's the 4th. Something that I'm excited about right now are summits.
Yeah.
Summits are great ways to borrow people's lists. I can go and get, 10 speakers, 20 speakers to come and speak at an event, and they're going to push it to their people and bring their people into my economy, because their people are going to ride with them. And I want to sit in on that, you know?
Yeah. Yeah.
And so, like, right now, I'm planning to do my first conference in Q3 at the end of October. I'm sorry, that's Q4. In Q4 at the end of October. But, like, one of the things I'm doing in Q3 is hosting a summit where I'm going to bring people into the summit, like, boost the list real quick, and then a part of the offer is going to be coming to sit in on the conference that's going to be out here in Houston. And so, those are some of the fun things you can do. Summits are great ways to, like, get in front of a lot of people in a very short amount of time, because you basically borrowing other people's lists.
Yeah, I love that.
Yep.
I love more information on your event. I definitely want to come out to support. You know what I'm saying?
For sure, make sure you get that.
Definitely.
Yep.
And I definitely see you speaking, a lot more places. I know you're doing, I think, Taylor Summit.
Yep.
I think you're speaking at Level Success Summit in Atlanta.
Yep.
So I see your name popping up even more, and just speaking and like that, because you got some great information to give to the people, man.
Yeah, appreciate it, bro. Appreciate it. And I'm going to have you on mine, too. So I got you. I already got my list of people. We're not ready to start pushing it out yet, but I got you on there. So,
oh, yeah. That's all right. Listen.
Yes, sir.
Send me the information. Listen, I'm there. Seriously, I got you.
Word.
Mm-hmm.
That's what's up.
All right. Do any of y'all got any other questions, any automation questions, any funnel marketing questions? Feel free to ask them now. If you ask them once we get off, it's definitely going to be a fee. I know my man charges for it. So you better take advantage of these nuggets right now while you can. But I definitely appreciate you coming on. I know you're expert with the marketing. I always see, of course, at the marketing events, ClickFunnels, TSP. I'm at this marketing event right now. I just ran into one of your homies, Richard Peoples.
Oh,
Peoples, I think his
you
name.
know, oh yeah, you met Rich Peoples. Okay, yep,
I
you can
literally
do.
was just, I'm in Miami at this conference. I literally was walking. He was like, Ryan. I was like, yo, what's going on? He was like, yeah, you know Josh and D and TSP and everything. I was like, oh yeah. So he was
Dang,
got a chance to connect with him. So I know you
that's
got
what's
people.
up. That's what's up. That's crazy. That's a small world, bro. You
Right.
tell me. Dang, that's what's up. What conference you at in Miami?
It's called Seven Figure Agency.
Okay,
Josh Nelson, I think his name is.
okay,
Yeah.
okay. Dope.
So yeah, I literally was just walking through it and ran into him, and you know what I mean. He was like, "Oh yeah, I already follow you and stuff like that." I was like, "Oh, all right, that's what's up. That's dope."
That's what's up, bro. That's what's up, man. Small world. That's cool.
Said, "Thanks, y'all. This is great. Send the invoice." Literally on our first call with Ladies and Luggage, it was like a consultation call. Now they showing the Facebook ads like, yeah, you can do this and make sure your pixels are tracking there. She was like, can you just do it? Like, just send the invoice. Like, seriously. So,
Listen, listen, who not how? Who not how?
right. Right. Exactly. All right, somebody said, any tips for product-based companies setting up initial funnels?
Good question. Product. So I'm big on when you get a yes, you got to give people more opportunities to give you another yes in the process. Right? It's one thing to like, okay, I just got a sale. All right, cool. It's gonna be in your inbox. You can take advantage of everything you just bought the whole nine. Or it's gonna be on the way if you're product based, right? It's gonna be in the mail. What does it look like to do the upsells and bake that in and how people go through the process of buying from you? So you bought the pair of white socks. Do you want them in red, black, and blue as a bundle?
Right.
You know what I mean? You say no to that. It's like, well, what if I just gave you just the red ones?
Yeah.
Like, because, man, listen, most people don't understand that when somebody gives you the yes, even when they just give you the email, that's a yes. How do I give myself another shot to get another yes in the moment? They're in yes mode. You got to give yourself more opportunities to get the yes. And so having those funnels that have multiple offers baked into them, and it don't have to feel. People are like, I don't like being sold to, and it's like, yes, you do. Because if you get a flat tire right now, you praying to God somebody pull up with flat tires, and you don't care what they charge, and just give me one. Like, you love being sold to, you just don't like being sold to when you don't want or need something, right? That's you don't like being sold that stuff, and it's like, cool. But when somebody's in my funnel, you chose to be here.
True.
You chose to be here. Since you in yes mode, let me give you more opportunities to take advantage of all the great stuff that I got available. And I'm going to offer it to you in the best and most loving thing you can do for your people is make an offer. Like they literally have people that will not get what they need, but if you don't make an offer. Like, what if doctors didn't make offers? People out here dying because doctors ain't making themselves available. It's just like, nah, man, make an offer. You got stuff that's valuable, make an offer because somebody needs it, and it's going to change their life, give them the transformation they're looking for so they can continue to move forward in whatever it is they're trying to do. So that's it.
Yeah, I love it. I hope y'all caught that nugget. And I always said it as well. It's like, you ain't really selling nothing. You just providing a solution for a problem someone has.
Absolutely.
So like, really believe in, what you offer, your product or service, you have a moral obligation to get it in people's hands. So I definitely that 100%. Anybody got any other last questions? But yeah, that is great, especially for product-based businesses. Yeah, if someone gets, one thing, you definitely want to offer a bundle. You want to upsell them. A lot of businesses leave a lot of money on the table by not upselling. And of course, doing some type of lead generation mechanism, especially with our e-commerce folks, having a pop-up or like whatever it is, to just collect people's emails and then upselling them. Because when e-commerce in any business, but especially e-commerce, the main goal is to increase the average order value when someone comes to your store. So it's like if you're buying a pair of socks for $20, why don't you buy the bundle for $50 or $100 or like whatever it is? You want to increase that order value. And especially when you spend the money on marketing, that allows you to spend more on the front end if you have a higher order value on the back end. And then you have your lifetime value and everything like that. Because as we know, whoever can spend the most money to acquire a customer wins, but if you're not having the upsells and the bumps and stuff like that, you're missing out on money that can increase your average order value.
Yep, that's a fact. That's a fact. That's good, man. That's good. That's good.
Yeah, all right, man. Definitely, appreciate you coming on. Like I said,
likewise, man.
You're very, very busy, but this was a great conversation. I definitely want to do a lot more.
Yep.
You got some great information for people, so just keep doing great work, bro.
Hey, man, appreciate you, bro. Appreciate all you doing, too. You know what I'm saying? The funnel doctor in the building. I'm like, there go Ryan. I'm telling you, you be everywhere like me though. You know what I mean?
We roll in the same circles. You know what I'm
No
saying?
doubt.
Like
No doubt.
I always see you, man. Definitely, I
Yes, sir.
appreciate it.
Yes, sir. Absolutely, bro. Appreciate you having me on, and we'll make sure this happens again.
Yeah.
Sure.
Man, anything else you need from me, just let me know.
Yes, sir. Appreciate you, fam.
All right, I bet. Everyone have a great.
Cool.
Peace.